You are now listening to The Final Word, the number one Pacers podcast on the web, hosted by me, Raj, and my son, Preston. Pop by to listen to what we have to say about the state of your Indiana Pacers.
What's up, guys? Welcome back to another episode of The Final Word, the number one Pacers podcast on the web. I'm your host, Preston.
And I'm your co-host, Raj. We have another great show lined up for you guys today. But before we get to that, please make sure you share, like, and subscribe to The Final Word. But most importantly, hit that bell icon if you're watching on YouTube so you never miss a show. Plus, it would really help the production of the show. So,
they try because all the points that they won by, it was mostly just three-pointers with Jason Tatum and Damian Lillard chucking them up there. But if they played defense, I mean, Jason Tatum's not really a sharp, he can shoot, but he's not one of those guys who you're like, oh, that's a sharp shooter. I mean, maybe after the All-Star game you're thinking that, but could have also just been a good night for him. But like those guys, I mean, Damian Lillard would probably still be shooting us out. But like if we put some extra like double team Jason or something or whatever we could do, I mean, goodness.
Personally, honestly, most people don't really hurt themselves playing hard defense. They generally hurt themselves trying to do something a little bit too acrobatic through the defense that's at the rim or something like that. That's usually when people hurt themselves, at the rim, when they're trying to do something really athletic over the defense. Now, that being said, if they wanted to take it a little easier there, I would have completely understood. But just playing some strong perimeter defense, you couldn't get them to do that. It was really terrible.
And you have Jokic and Embiid. Is that how I say his last name? Jokic?
Yeah.
And Embiid on the same team. That's Twin Towers. Why are they scoring on you? Like, what? Why are they scoring on you? You have a power forward and center that are both above 7 foot. They're both probably like 7'1". Why? And they're beefy too. Like, come on.
Yeah. It didn't make any sense. It was really disgraceful. It was disgraceful. I don't know what it's going to take. I don't really know what it's going to take for them to get the All-Star game to actually be good again. Or at least decent, because it wasn't even good the last few years. It's just been decent. Like, oh, that got better. Because they'd always say, oh, well, now they have the expectation of, well, now near the end, since there's money on the line, and now near the end, since maybe there's a little bit of a reputation on the line, and now near the end, since maybe somebody could possibly try to be the MVP, you know, maybe they'll play a little bit harder. No, they'll play a little bit harder. And they just kept on expecting them to play harder, and it never happened. The best defense that happened was Jason Tatum on Jaylen Brown. That was it.
Honestly, at halftime, the coach was probably just like, honestly, I thought the coach was going to be like, all right, we're going to start trying a little bit more because we tied the first game and lost the second game. So we're trying to get our charity some money because also, think about this. They were helping their charity out, I think, throughout the weekend or throughout, like, some of the week. I'm pretty sure they were helping their charity out, like, doing some other stuff, like, helping and, like, spending time with the charity. And then they go, and then the charity's like, oh, now we get to see these guys play. We got great seats. And then they just, like, get them only $50,000, which $50,000 is a good amount of money, but compared to $550,000.
So they got Team LeBron got a average working man's salary for their charity, and then Team Giannis got a half a year's salary of a league minimum, player, something like that.
Yeah.
Veterans minimum.
Yeah.
Got half of that.
Because the veterans minimum is like $1 million.
Yeah, something over $1 million. Got him $550K.
$500,000
versus an average working man's salary.
$500,000 versus the average. That's just sad.
Yeah, it was really pathetic.
You think they care more?
They didn't care at all.
I mean, they were just there to have fun, and I like that they have fun. But like I said earlier, that doesn't mean like you can't try a little, because I know they all love to play the game of basketball.
And that's why they keep on forgetting. It's like, I'm just here to have fun. It's like, this is why they kept on tying these little, incentives onto you guys to get you guys to play a little bit harder. But like, hey, each game is an individual game. So now if you lose this individual game, you actually just lost a game. You didn't just lose a quarter, you lost a game. They're like, you know what? In my mind, it was a quarter, and they just threw that out. And now it was by the end of the time for them to actually have potential to actually win with the combined scores, they were so far behind they cared even less. So it's like it just kept on building on top of on top.
And they got 6 points of they were losing by like a good 20 or whatever, and they got the 6 points just because the shooters started bricking a little bit, and then we got lucky. But they really didn't even start playing any more defense. That was just straight up luck that we got back from that much. And then it looked like if somebody scored 2 threes and we played defense, they're like, maybe at that point they're like, okay, we're 6 points away from winning this. I mean, even though they're 1 point away, I mean, we can still like do some good defense and get close.
Hey guys, we hope you've enjoyed this podcast snippet. If you'd like to continue the conversation with Preston and I, just click on the next video. But always be sure to like, share, subscribe, and hit that bell icon so you'll be automatically notified each time we release a new episode. But until then, Martin says, peace!